We are rolling. This is episode 422, Jackie Kashian. 422, No Laugh Track Podcast. We're here. I am Justin Severson, the host. I've been looking forward to this for quite some time. Jackie and I have had several talks about what's happening this week, and now it's finally happening.
It's finally happening. This is the third time that but this is the first time I didn't cancel.
Yes.
So here we are.
It's real. It's really
it's
happening.
real.
You're really sitting there. I'm really sitting here.
Yeah, I'm really going to be filming my special and doing my new album, and here at the Acme, like I always do, and it's happening. And finally,
the last time you were here was in December of 2019.
Was it December of 2019?
Yes.
Okay.
And it was episode 362, and I'm going to give you a couple of highlights of that.
Okay.
Us talking about you're recording this album. Word for word, you said, I'm hoping to do it within the next year sometime.
I was hoping to do it within the next couple of months at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah. And so I booked it, and then we were in the midst. Because middle of March, my last date out of 2020 would have been March. I flew home March 15th. And I had just done Bloomington, Indiana, and Dayton, Ohio the week before that.
Yep.
And I'd been just out. And it was just getting spookier and spookier. And so now, and I swear, middle of March till probably end of June in Los Angeles, there were no airplanes. There was no traffic. There was nothing. You know, in July, my neighbors started having little petri dish parties, so that they could super spread themselves to death. And I was like, I'll be over here getting the groceries delivered. Well into fall.
Yeah, right.
And well into fall. Waiting for, and a friend of mine was working on the vaccine, and she gave herself the Pfizer vaccine in September as a trial. She was part of the trial.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, September 2020. And so I talked to her in December, and she said, yeah, I've had 2 shots, September and then the beginning of, or the end of October or whatever.
Yeah.
And she said, it's looking promising. I'm, examining my own blood cells and doing this stuff. So,
yikes.
yeah, she spent the last 30 years looking for a cure for AIDS, and they pulled her off of it to work on COVID. And
holy cow.
Yeah.
I want to see that full list of what bump, what's in between that list now of emergencies. We got to get the experts on this.
Oh, right. Yeah, we thought we were coming out of it, and then the July thing happened, then spiked again right around Christmas, and you're like, and then January, we started getting the vaccines, and then I got vaccinated in, I think in March I got vaccinated because my husband teaches game design. In addition to designing video games, he also teaches the game design class so he could get in. I could have got the vaccine early because I matched the BMI, but I couldn't admit that I was fat.
No.
So I lied.
No.
Yeah. So I got it anyway. And but I was so interesting. I was like, wow, you're willing to. But and I did do some deliveries for the homeless.
Oh, wow.
So that I could get the letter saying that I worked delivering stuff for the homeless.
Get out of here.
Yeah, I was an asshole. I could have just said, hey, you know what? I'm overweight. No. Oh, no, I can't admit that. Okay, I'm just going to go use my car to deliver some stuff instead. Yeah, I'm a horrible person. The journey continues.
Vanity caused you to do a good deed. Is that what we're saying?
As usual. As per usual.
Wow.
Always, it's always some ego-driven moment.
Oh, that is fantastic.
Hoping for some small statue or a tiny parade.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
I have noticed, in the last, since that March of 2020, that you are definitely one of the people that, although you didn't go out on the road when people kind of started going back, you did a ton of Zoom stuff and every other online thing I've ever.
Oh, yeah. It was
Holy cow.
3 or 4 days after, by March 18th, I was doing Zoom shows. I had bought the fanciest Zoom package in the world.
Yeah.
And accidentally let it re-up. Yeah. ridiculous amount of money on Zoom. So if anyone needs, I have 10 users that anybody can use.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Is this like can you contact them and be like, I made a mistake?
They make you pay a year in advance because they know about mistakes.
Oh,
anyway, but that's fine. I could still.
Sounds like you're hosting more Zoom shows.
Oh, and the thing is about Zoom shows is that I liked them.
Yeah.
I didn't like. There's different, right? It's like the difference between doing Acme or any other A club, right? And doing a one-nighter or doing a weekend room or doing a coffee shop or a hat store in Los Angeles or New York, right? It's the difference between doing a bowling alley and doing Carnegie Hall, which also I've done and wasn't that fun. Because I don't know if you know this about Carnegie Hall. It's not set up for stand-up.
No.
It's set up for opera.
Sure.
You're looking at the fourth tier above you screaming, don't you want to hear my Dune joke? No one does. No one does. Or they do, but they can't really. The echo is ridiculous. You might as well go to the Mall of America and do stand-up. So
join me in the rotunda.
Exactly. Echo, echo. So with Zoom, with like a big theater, you have to wait for the setup to hit the back wall.
Yeah.
And then, so everybody's heard the setup. And then you do the punchline, wait for the punchline to hit the back wall, wait for the laugh, and then next joke. With the internet, there is no back wall. But there is satellite delay.
Yeah.
And you have to wait. The timing is different. Plus, with Zoom, you tried to unmute about 20 or 30 people.
That's what I want to. So, did you have any bad experiences with people being a little too loud, talking when they didn't think you could hear them, etc.?
Maria accidentally posted the link publicly. Bamford came and did. I had a bunch of comics do guest set, and it was super fun.
Yeah. Because
it was almost like hanging out with comics. You know, it was hanging out with comics, but it was online, right?
Yeah.
So to prepare for this week, to prepare to do the new album, I did a show every Sunday. And I would run anywhere between a half an hour to an hour of the material, just so I kept it fresh, just so I was still saying it.
Yeah.
And then I would have 2 to 6 comics do guest sets. And so everyone would hang out. The same 25 to 120 people came to those shows. So by the 5th month, I would get emails from regular people who had, that joke's tightening up really nice. It's coming along really. I was like, you're very supportive. Thank you very much. And
these are just fans of yours.
Yeah. People who have watched me work on this album for the last 16 months every Sunday.
Wow.
And I made them pay. For Zoom? Yeah, I was like, everyone give me $5.
Yeah.
And so people would give me anywhere between $5 and then they would tip or they would give a couple extra bucks.
Yeah.
But some people were like, I'm broke. I can't. And I'm like, please come to my weird Zoom show anyway. Because it's sad to be trapped in your house.
Right?
Right?
Yeah.
And you should see something live. And then, so I would do the banter before where I would tell people that they may not realize that they're doing laundry and I could hear it. So feel free to mute yourself. Yeah. But if you're going to sit and watch.
Burrito's done.
Exactly. Ding. And right. And then, but if you're just going to sit and watch it, please do unmute yourself and have your camera on so that I can see you laugh and I can hear you laugh. That'd be great. And then, but if you don't know that you are loud, I will mute you because that is one of the powers of being the host.
Yeah.
And then after the show, we would kind of hang out a little bit.
Yeah, I saw this, that you were doing that.
Yeah, and I was like, show me your dog. Show me your cat. I want to see your favorite dorky item.
Yeah.
You know? Like one guy showed me like his new Lego kit that he was working on.
Yeah, isn't he featuring for you this week?
No, that is Tommy Ryman. Tommy Ryman did a Dork Forest about Lego.
I'm sure he did.
Keeps texting me pictures of his new Lego.
Oh, yeah.
But no, it's a guy named Andrew Sampson who was doing, he only does NASA-related Lego. Yeah. He only does like the rovers, the rockets, the whatever, the satellites.
Sure.
And Tommy likes to do a lot of, he just showed me yesterday, he did some roses.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
He's got a little town.
Yeah, I know.
A town set
Oh,
up.
I've heard about it. Yes,
Heard
he's got
about
a whole
the town.
I have heard about it.
Tommy Ryman, headliner in his own right. Headlines here.
Yep.
And great comic. Has a beautiful dry bar. I asked him if he'd be willing to feature for me this week because he sets up. I mean, It's just smart and funny.
Yeah, he's one of my favorites. Yeah.
Silly and great. And
hey, I've been listening to some Jackie and Laurie shows, and I heard you say something about maybe doing a dry bar. What is your deal? What's your connection with that right now?
Well, so I went and I'm 7 weeks out. This is my 7th week of doing weekends.
Okay.
Doing headline sets in preparation for this,
Yep.
in front of live people.
Yeah.
And one of the weeks was 2 weeks ago in Salt Lake City, and the guy who owns the club there works with Dry Bar to book the comics. And they have, it's like 20, 30 minute, they're doing just 20, 30-minute videos now. Dry Bar is super squeaky clean.
Oh, yes.
And, Mormon influenced, and there's, I think there's some coffee drinkers. I don't mean to cast aspersions on the Jack Mormons that are also involved, but none of them want to hear any cursing.
Sure.
And they don't want to hear any sex stuff.
I hope that you get to do one because I love when people do one and then they come back and do this podcast and I get to talk about the filters that they put through. And then we could talk about what got filtered out of your special.
Yes. Well, here's what I'm thinking of doing because they asked me to do one, and I was like, well, I've been preparing for this, and this is either going to be the greatest album in the world or it's just going to be really long, you guys. Because I in December of 2019, I had about an hour of material, and 15 of it needed work. I currently have about an hour of material and 15 minutes needs work because I've ditched about 12 minutes.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
Okay.
That I was going to do. I was going to do, and I had to change the name of the album because those 12 minutes were the main thing to it.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Because they weren't timely anymore? You just didn't think they were strong enough?
Yeah, I weed off in them. It doesn't, there's another chunk that kind of took that space.
Okay.
In the hour, there's a lot of stuff that's super rapid punchline-y. There is about 6 or 8 minutes, maybe 12, where it's kind of storytelling-y. And the 12 that I ditched was also that.
Okay.
Storytelling with punchlines. The stuff that I've replaced it with is storytelling with punchlines.
I see.
And no one needs 2 of those chunks.
Okay.
No one needs 24 minutes of that.
Okay.
That is a Bo Burnham, right? That's a Hannah Gadsby, and that's a solo show that could happen another time.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, I love that you said that.
Yeah.
My daughter's like, have you watched the Bo Burnham? And I looked it up on Netflix. I'm like, honey, it's an hour and a half.
Yeah.
I'm like,
it's supposed to be great.
I have to stop at an hour in my mind.
Everybody has to stop at an hour. I don't want to hear anybody. Chappelle.
Yeah.
Wrap it up.
I've heard it's amazing and I want to watch it.
Yeah.
But yeah, an hour and a half, that was my first reaction. Come on. Anyway, so back to you. You got the material for this album.
Yeah,
then
so
Dry Bar.
Yeah, then Dry Bar. So what I'm thinking about doing is literally kind of a best of. Because there's probably 20 minutes in this album that could be done for Dry Bar.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But what I'm thinking about doing is pulling stuff from the last 4 albums that's clean, updating it, and shooting that.
Yes. That's
and
a great
then
idea.
Re-release that as a sort of a squeaky.
Sure.
You know,
and the truth is, a lot of people that watch those don't watch any other comedy.
No, they've never heard.
This is their only taste of.
This will be the only jokes that they've ever heard.
Yeah.
And everybody frickin' loves some of the older stuff that I would like to relearn how to do.
Yeah, perfect place for it.
And if it's squeaky, it can also play on that clean channel on Sirius XM.
Oh, yeah. Heck yeah.
I'm always looking for another revenue stream.
Darn right.
I don't have a pension, you guys. Almost none of us do. Boo. I don't begrudge the pensions, by the way. I just want one. Anyway.
Yeah,
obviously.
I know from listening to Jackie and Laurie that you, unless you changed your mind, that you did not bring merch this week.
I did not bring merch.
You did not bring merch.
Can't do it.
Not during it.
Laurie tried to talk me into it. She was like, well, Andy could sell it. And then I was like, so you, and she was like, then maybe they can edit the pitch for merch out of the special or the album. And I was like, I can't. I was so twitchy because I hadn't done stand-up really in these 7 weeks. The first show of each of these 7 weeks has been a mess.
Really?
Not last night, though. Last night was super fun because here's the thing about Acme crowds. These are the people I was weaned on. Louis Lee has trained these people to watch stand-up comedy.
Yep.
And quite honestly, they're trained to watch my stand-up comedy. because I have been doing stand-up comedy at this club for 30 years.
Yeah.
And it makes me, I'm more comfortable. They're, it's just a beautiful symbiotic relationship that, like last week I did Flappers in Burbank. Okay. 4 headline sets. Some of the stuff didn't work. Some of the stuff was a little off. And I was like, oh, maybe it's not. Maybe it isn't. But it had worked the week before in Portland. And last night, it worked even better.
That's awesome.
So what I'm telling you is that these audiences are my audiences. And it's great.
Are you going to do something to celebrate when you're done with this?
Sleep. I was thinking of sleeping and editing.
So the gift of editing.
The gift of editing.
You're really treating yourself well.
That's it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's.
I guess I'm jumping the gun because in fact it's not done. Like the editing
tonight's
is part
the first night.
Yeah.
Tonight's the first night, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm also looking forward to it being done, and then.
Are any of these hardcore Jackie fans that watched all your shows on
all the Zoom shows
going to be here in person?
Yeah, a couple of people, and I said, please don't sit in the front row, because I'm used to seeing your tiny face in a box, and I'm going to recognize you, and I can't look at you while you mouth the words along with me, because you've seen me do these jokes 30 times.
Oh, that's awesome!
Too funny.
Could you share? I mean, I have it written down here, but Lori Kilmartin came up with a title for your album. A tentative
45
one.
Jokes about my live dad.
Yes.
That was her joke because Lori Kilmartin famously, if people have not seen Lori Kilmartin's 45 Jokes About My Dead Dad, her dad died. It changed her life immensely, and she did 45 jokes about her dad. And she live tweeted his last hospice days.
Oh, it was amazing.
It was amazing. Well, during COVID, her mom died.
Yeah.
And her mom died as a fluke, was completely quarantined, fell down, hurt her hip, had to get a hip replacement, went into rehab, got COVID was dead 5 days later.
Yeah.
So her mom was old, and she was frail, but she was fine.
Yeah.
She was every night having a bag of carrots and a bottle of Jack or what? No, what was it? It's a tumbler of vodka and baby carrots every night for dinner. That was Joanne Kilmartin's dinner. Joanne Kilmartin, bit of a pill.
Yeah.
It was very sad that she died though because it was so unnecessary.
Oh, I know. I was following that all along on social
Lori
media.
Also live tweeted that, which she watched her mom die on an iPad.
Yeah.
Because she couldn't visit her. And
I was watching that whole thing, trying to get her into the
got
the
her
home
and her
to
sister
see her in person.
Yeah, got into the hospital for one visit, I think it was.
Yeah,
and
insanity.
It was very, very sad.
Also
this year, Maria Bamford's mom died.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
well.
Marilyn Bamford also passed away. Not of COVID, of cancer, which also sucks, obviously.
Well, since we're bringing these up, my ex-father-in-law just passed away this week.
Oh, hell.
Yeah, Gary. Rest in peace, Gary.
Rest in peace, Gary.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about being 100 years old. Everyone's going to die now. And my dad, I talked to him, and every time I talk to him, he's like, that guy died. And I was like, you go to the funeral? He's like, depends what they serve. And my dad is a big guy for depends what they serve, or if he'll get any stage time.
At a funeral, you know what food is going to be there.
It's going to be, especially in Wisconsin,
ham sandwiches.
It's going to be ham sandwiches
and a lot of coffee,
which is actually two things my father enjoys.
I bet.
So
I brought up merch earlier, and I'm bummed that you didn't bring along because that T-shirt with all of his sayings.
Yes.
I still don't have one, and they still exist.
They do still exist. They're on the website.
Awesome.
Thank you very much. And then also a challenge coin.
Yes,
with his famous saying, "Never say no without a number," and at his face. And I did bring the challenge coins just because I'm going to visit him, and he likes to give them away.
Oh.
And so I brought some for him.
How does he? Do you know how does he present those and explain those to people? And like, oh, this is me.
This
on
is
a
me.
challenge coin.
Yeah.
And then they go, what the hell's a challenge coin?
No, because he's got all these buddies from the VA, right? That was my father hilariously. He loves a tiny victory. And so this joke is going to be in the new album.
Oh.
But he loves the tiny victory because when he got the vaccine, he called me. He said, I got the vaccine early. And I was like, Dad, you're 83. You got dibs on this thing.
Right.
And he's like, yeah, but they were giving them out at the VA on Monday. I got mine on Friday before. I was like, all right. You glad you just happy you got vaccinated, Dad.
I hopped the line.
Yeah, you hopped the line of other 83-year-olds.
84-year-old.
Yeah. What is happening? But the one quote that's on the T-shirt that I don't have a joke about, but is my favorite line is, give yourself awards no one checks. And I remember when he told me that, I was like, Dad, people check. They have the internet. And he was like, nobody checks. Tell them you got an award in France. And I was like, they have the internet in France, Dad. And he's like, yeah, no one checks. I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's in French. They don't check.
It's like, okay, all right. We'll leave it at that.
Oh, that is fantastic. I need to ask you, the host of The Dork Forest, of course, as well. Black Widow. I haven't watched it yet. Have you watched it?
Yeah, twice.
Twice?
Yeah.
Of course you've watched it twice.
Yeah, and Loki yesterday.
Okay.
Loki was weird. It's such an interesting... Yeah, Loki was weird. I don't know what to think about Loki, quite honestly. Falcon and Winter Soldier was awesome. It was like a 6-hour movie.
Yeah.
WandaVision was incredible because it was storytelling like we had never seen before.
I need to watch it again. My mind was twisted in so many knots
just
watching WandaVision.
Doing it in the same... Just that... And the exploration... It's like comic books. It's like stand-up. It can be about anything.
Yeah.
And so WandaVision was about grief. And, Falcon and Winter Soldier was about... it's sort of imposter syndrome and inclusion and racism and world, one people, man. One world, one people. And then so Loki, I think, is about how you can't trust and you can't be trusted. Right? Sort of like what villainy is.
Okay.
And Black Widow. I was scared.
What?
Because they kept pushing it, right? I was scared it was going to suck. I was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why is this? And then they put it out, and it was, and this is a controversial opinion.
There we go.
It's going to be because I'm a lady, you guys. And but I liked it as much as Winter Soldier.
Okay.
And Winter Soldier, because what it is it's a spy movie.
Yeah.
It's a Bond movie. And
I've just seen the trailer. That's what it looks like to me. Is a spy movie.
So I think it was better than Civil War, and I really like Civil War, and it was as good as Winter Soldier. And Winter Soldier is one of my favorites. Winter Soldier was the one with Robert Redford, and
yes,
yeah. So, it's pretty great. And the woman who plays Yelena Belova, her sister, the Florence Pugh, I think her name is.
Okay.
It better be Pugh. I hope it isn't Pooh, because it's P-U-G-H. And it's fun to say, though, Pooh.
Yes, it is.
She was great, and the woman who played their mom, outstanding. Can't remember actress's name. But they have a scene, and I don't want to spoiler it, but there's one of the best scenes of the movie, because it's super quippy.
Oh, okay.
It's got that buddy movie quippiness.
Oh, wow.
That sort of Thor. It was written by the guy who wrote Thor Ragnarok.
Okay.
So he wrote that buddy movie. And so he's written this buddy movie.
Yeah, all right. You sold me. I'm in.
Yeah, and he's allowed it to be a buddy movie. He wrote one hacky joke, and the best scene of the movie is the three of them have called him on it. And they've turned it into something incredible.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's really great.
Oh, that's awesome. That's
and then
awesome.
the final scene with the supervillain is also really great. So.
Okay, I've got it. Now I have plans this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So the last time you were here, we, I like to look up stories from where people are from. South Milwaukee. At the time you were here last time, we talked about the statue of the Crusher.
The Crusher
had been vandalized, and someone was arrested. We talked about that.
Oh, did we?
Yeah. So
what was it? His ex-wife? Because he used to beat her. Yeah.
Well, I hope.
Probably not.
Then actually. I hope it was.
I think she's dead. Anyway, I think they're both dead. So. I'm so cheerful, you guys.
I'm not giving them a rest in peace, or at least not him.
Not yet.
But nope, wrong story there. Nope, not that one. So here's the one I found for today.
Okay.
Now, technically, I don't know if this qualifies as South Milwaukee. It might just be Milwaukee.
Just a big Milwaukee story. The Bucks won. Other than that.
Well, you ruined it. No, I knew. September 11th, they've scheduled a very big first-time event. September 11th, which is not a good clue at all.
Right. Are there brats?
Yep. Oh, are there brats? There may be brats involved. It's the city's first world naked bike ride.
Oh.
It's coming to Milwaukee, September 11th, Jackie.
Wow.
Yes. There's a person, after 6 years of thinking about it, this person said, I think it can happen in Milwaukee. Let's make it happen. I could tell you, if it happens in St. Louis, Chicago, Portland, New Orleans, Seattle, why can't we promote body acceptance in Milwaukee, Wisconsin?
Well, because we've all been to Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And we've seen what's happening there. And you know where you want your naked bike riding contest? Denver.
Yeah.
You want it in Colorado where everyone does sit-ups. That's where there's not 6 custard stands. Like you can't see another custard stand from the custard stand. Where they didn't invent fried cheese curds.
Right. Ooh, dangerous to eat naked on a bike as well.
Right, that'll.
So does that surprise you that an event like that's going to take place? With, naked biking technically illegal. I read the whole article and the guy's like, look, you have strength in numbers. They're not.
They can't arrest him. They can't arrest all of us.
They can't arrest all of us.
Rise up.
Yes.
Okay, so, but I will say that, yeah, Milwaukee is weirdly both more conservative and more liberal than you even imagine.
Sure,
right?
Okay.
They decided to have that weird alt-right, there's fake health things, like fake abortion clinics. They're literally fake abortion clinics. They say, we can help you with your unwanted pregnancy. And then they get you in the door and they're like, you're keeping the baby.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like the weirdest. They're in every city in the country, but they had their national convention in Milwaukee in 2019.
Wow.
And you're like, what? Why are we encouraging that?
Yeah.
And it's right across the street. The one in Milwaukee is right across the street from the actual Planned Parenthood or abortion clinic.
Of course it is.
And it's not a Planned Parenthood. It's just a standalone medical office, right? And so, but it has a bigger sign. It's all pink. It just says women's health care on it. Then you walk in, and I was there. I think I went there one time because I was helping a friend, and they were like, "Can you drop off this whatever thing?" Just sort of it was like a gift basket for the people who had to deal with the crazies who yell at them every day.
Right.
So I was supposed to go to the abortion clinic, which has other healthcare other things.
Yes.
But I was supposed to go there, and I went into the pink one first, and I was like, "Is this called this?" And the woman's like, "No, well, I don't know where that is." It was spooky. It was Handmaid's Tale spooky, and I was like, I think I might be in the wrong place as I back slowly away from their Creep Factor 9.
Oh.
Anyway, so Milwaukee has all kinds of interesting things are happening. I did see something that was fun though that was happening. That was neither. Why do men get why do they have the bar? You would think they would have the V on the bike,
trust
right?
me. Yeah.
Because you guys are dangle.
A boy figures that out the hard way at some point, and
that's
you curse your bike for a long time.
You don't curse your genitals, you curse the bike. You say, I'm a dangle gender.
Yeah.
Why is this bar here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. The background here, the curtain is not, this isn't the Acme curtain, Jackie. Where's the Acme curtain?
Jackie Kashian, one of the Rockefellers. Because the last one, my Horcrux album, was also a special and had the same curtain, and I was like, well, let's change it up a little bit.
Oh, and
just make it just so it looks different.
Yeah,
and gray is nice.
That's a simple, perfect reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You got your clothes are all picked out, sitting out on the bed.
Yeah, closer
at the hotel.
Yep. Hoping that I don't spill anything on them because no one can dry clean anything the same day right now because of the pandemic.
Oh, really?
For some reason there's trouble.
Okay.
So don't screw it up, Kashian.
Any other final thoughts? We're leading into the big weekend here recording. Just happy that it's happening.
Just happy that it's happening.
Yeah.
And happy that everybody seems to have lived. And I'm psyched that the club's still here. Right?
I mean, it goes without saying, but yeah, I like when people bring that up. We're very happy that Acme's still here.
Yeah, that it worked. That's because I saw that my favorite coffee shop didn't make it, and Moose and Sadie's.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
And so.
Oh, every block you can go, and there's that used to be that place.
Right. Plus, you guys are one of the epicenters of the new Civil War, so there's all kinds of trouble, and
time to move back.
Buy local. Anyway.
Jackie, good luck this week.
Thank you.
I can't wait to hear the final product. Thank you.